Okay, this is still level 2.3, but it is another set of patterns here. And I'm not sure if you can see the pattern. Can you see the patterns right here? Anything that appears repeatedly? I hope you can see it. Okay, that that they all begin with a negative sign, right? So when we see something like this, it is a common habit that we will factor the negative first. Okay, so and I'm going to factor the negative, and I'm going to make a mistake, or maybe two, and I'm going to let you see what mistake I'm going to make. Okay, so factor the negative, 5x squared. All right, all right, all right. So can you see the mistake here? Can you see the mistake right here? And the mistake is I totally forgot to switch the signs right here. Well, how do you know that we need to switch the sign? Okay, how do we know? Well, because again, this is equal, right? So the right-hand side must equal to the left. If you distribute the negative into the parentheses, and negative times positive, it's negative. And what's the sign right here? It's positive. So that's how I know that I screwed up right here. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I check my signs right here, especially whenever you factor out a negative, you should always double check your sign. And then you've got 5x and x. We know that because 5 is a prime number, so it's got to be 5x times x to give you x squared. And now what about the 9? Okay, now I know that it must be negative and negative because the sign gives us a positive 9, but then this is a negative. So the only way that this kind of sign combination could happen is, yeah, both being negative inside the parentheses in the factors right here. Okay, so that's the sign, and I'm going to know what numbers I put. It's not going to be 1 and 9. It's not. It's going to be 3 and 3. Okay, because when you do the outside, you get negative 15x, and then the inside, you get negative 15x, negative 3x. So that's going to give you a negative 18x altogether. Okay, so like here, right here, the same thing. We would take out the negative, and let's be careful in changing the sign. So it was negative, so that becomes positive. Okay, this is negative, so it's also positive right here. And then we will go ahead and say, all we know for sure is that they must be both pluses, but other than that, I really have no clue what things could happen. So I'm going to play with numbers in my head right here. I'm thinking about what kind of number combination could give us 25x right here. Seems like 1 and 25, it's kind of impossible. So I'm going to play with 5 and 5 right here. So then my thought process is it 3 times 2 or is it 1 times 6 for 6x squared? And I feel like that it's 3x times 2x. And how do I know? 3x times 5, it's 15x. 2x times 5 is 10x. Okay, so plus 15x plus 10x. Well, that's how you get plus 25x. So if you're good with factoring, one thing that you will be good as well is how to do FOIL. They have to exist together. Okay, it's not an option. Okay, if you're good with factoring, you are going to be good with foiling as well. Same thing right here. Factor the 4 and 4x squared minus 35x plus 49. Okay, so you get minus and minus. Again, it's a minus and minus because you see a plus at the end right here, but then somehow there's a negative for the middle term. So that must mean that you have minuses right there. So let's see what would work. All right, what would work? It seems like this would work. It seems like 28 and then and 7 would work, okay, like this. Because if you look at the outside, that's going to be minus 28x. The inside would be minus 7x, and 28, negative 28 minus 7. It's going to give you minus 35. So that's, again, how you get to the factors really quickly, okay? And then right here, again, you will factor out the negative first. So you have this, and you have prime numbers for both. So 2x, and then, yeah, right here, okay? So trial and error, okay? I got 4x right here, got x right here. So 4x plus x plus 5x, okay? So again, if you want to be like me, be courageous to try out numbers. Don't be discouraged when you fail some number combination. It's okay. The cool thing is that if there's no typo, if there's no typo, you only have a set amount of combinations to try. Okay. And over here, we would do this, and make sure that you switch the sign right here. And can you see something right here? Can you see that in the beginning? Not only we can factor out the negative, we could actually factor more out, because the numbers right here, they're all multiples of 4. And if you're really sharp with your eyes, that's actually just the negative version of negative 17. Okay, so yes, that's intended to be like this. Okay, so what we can do is to factor out negative 4 instead of just a negative. So we got 4x squared minus, plus 15x, and then minus 25. Okay, again, make sure the signs are all properly placed. Okay, and then we have these two again. We know there's a plus, there's a minus. Okay, and then I'm going to leave the signs at the end, actually. I feel like that it's going to be the case. Okay, and I feel like this is going to be the case, because I'm going to have positive 20x and then minus 5x. That would give us plus 15x. Okay, so that's how you obtain the numbers. Okay, so number 23 is like this. What about number 24? Number 24, you can see that they are all numbers that are multiples of 3. So I'm going to factor out not just the negative, but the negative 3. Okay, so 5x squared minus 9x minus 2. Okay, so this one also pretty straightforward. And 5, it's a prime number, so it's got to be 5x times x. And then I would also know that this is the case because if you think ahead, this is minus 10x, this is plus x, and that's how you get minus 9x. Now, do not be amazed. Do not feel amazed that I can do this fast. You could do it too, and it's just a matter of time. Okay, the more practice, the more time you put into practice, you will be just as good as I do right here. Okay, takes time to practice, but just make sure you do the practice part.